an older car and wish you had one of them new fancy touch screens built into it, maybe with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? Well, that's what we're going to be reviewing today. It's brought to you by One Car Stereo. This is the versatile audio screen. We're going to review it today. Stay tuned. Hey, Crazy Will here from Crazy Will's Tech Show. Today, we're going to upgrade my Scion TC with a touchscreen brought to you by One Car Stereo. This is their versatile audio screen. There's actually other things you can do with it, and I'm going to show you those as well. Car One Stereo reached out to me and asked me if I would do a review on this product, and I've been meaning to do this, so I was like, absolutely, I would love to do that to my car and update it and show people how to do it and what features are available and how good it is. Only one stipulation is I'm going to give an honest review. They were perfectly fine with that, but I have a lot of companies that reach out to me and they'll ask me to review stuff, and when I say I'm doing an honest review, they either never contact me again, or they say, yeah, absolutely, or they're like, no, we want to be able to edit the video. Nobody's allowed to do this on my channel, just so we're clear. So unboxing it, it had a really nice plastic around it. Boxing was nice, opening it up, actually looking what was inside of it. It came with everything you need. It came with the unit itself. It came with a little black box that had an auxiliary jack, a backup camera with wires to connect it to, and then a cigarette lighter adapter with USB Type-C to connect right in the back. And on the back of it, it was really nice. On the back of it has a little SD card that you can put SD cards in to listen to music. And like I said earlier, this does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Another thing on the back there, they have the auxiliary jack, USB Type-C, which is for power, and I think they called it AV jack in the back for the actual backup camera. So a lot of little wires coming out of the back of that. Not the greatest in that aspect, but you know, you gotta connect it somehow. Let's talk about the features. The first one I mentioned is it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has mirror link functionality, which I was not able to get to work, and I think that's because once you connect it to CarPlay, trying to do the mirror link doesn't work very well, because I think they conflict each other. So it's like you gotta pick one or the other. So depending on how you're using this device, I didn't mess around with it because I have a screen almost the same size. I don't understand it, but it's a feature. It did come with a 1080p HD reversible camera. Again, I did not test this out because I didn't install it permanently in my car. If I was gonna take apart my car, you'd have to take apart parts of your car or run a wire all the way to the back of it. And then this piece right here connects to the reverse lights to give it a signal to back up, and then this part goes into the actual back of the unit. It looks like they gave you plenty of wire. I didn't really test that out, and it came up with a little backup camera that you'd have to screw into the back of your car, and I'm not into messing with my car too much. I know I've done videos in the past, but it's usually when there's damage and I want to do something to add something to it. I don't like drilling holes into my car. So this is the unit. There's a sticky pad at the bottom. It is detachable, so you could turn it. So if you want to take it out, so that way no one goes after it. It has a little sticky pad on the back, or you could put screws in it. There's screw holes, and screw it onto the dash. I wasn't about to do that to my car. I'm very particular about my car. If you wanted to, you could do it. I put it up there, and kind of the way my dash is, it kind of kept falling off. So when I was testing this, I just had it right next to me just to try it. Another cool feature is this does tilt slightly. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it does tilt slightly, and you can adjust the contrast and brightness on that, which I did do. Superior sound and easy to install. Yes, it was easy to install. I'm gonna show you some clips right now. Basically what I had to do was 2 wires, an auxiliary jack, and the USB Type-C to the cigarette lighter adapter. And I had those 2 wires stringing down. The only thing that I had a problem with was this auxiliary cable was not long enough, and I will show you a video. Mine is actually in the center console, which is not the greatest place for it to be part. So I kind of blame my car for that, not so much them, because they did kind of give you long enough. If I'm gonna keep it in my car, I want to snake it down through the vents and bring it down, and that's how I did it in the past with other units. I take apart my car and put that in there. This was not long enough, so I would have to order another one of these. So price point, you are looking at $179.99. I know they go on sale. They offered a coupon code. I'm not sure if they're gonna send that to me or not, but if there is a coupon code, it'll be down in the description. Take a look at that. You can click on that and get your coupon code from there. I used it for a week. I'll just give you a quick pros and cons list. Pros, starts up immediately, which is awesome. Automatically starts up, and once you connect it to CarPlay, which I have Apple, so I did CarPlay. This is very versatile. You can use this not just for, I believe, you know, your car, if you have an entertainment system and you want to be able to just connect to your phone automatically, like you have a sound bar or you have a whole big stereo system like back in the day, you could put this right up to it, hook to the auxiliary jack, and then just get a USB Type-C cord and plug it into the back of your stereo system or your sound bar, and you could actually have, you know, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto right there with a touch screen, and you can adjust things that way, which, you know, makes it really cool. Another thing I could really see this being used for is it has built-in speakers, and I'll let you see how those sound right now. Just to give you an idea, I don't want to get a strike, but there you go. So yeah, that's the built-in speakers that you hear right there. I could see this being used if you have a golf cart without a stereo system in it. I could see you hooking this up to a cigarette lighter adapter. Most golf carts have that. Hook that up, mount it right on the front there, and use these speakers that are built in. And then the cool part is you could even hook up the backup camera. So if you want a backup camera on your golf cart, you could do that too. I think that's a real big selling point that somebody missed out on in this company. So they should be pushing that towards the golf carts because the size factor in that aspect is really good. I've been using this for a week. Like I said, the cons that I have on this, it's a little bulky. I have a little mid-sized sedan, I guess, a two-door sedan. It takes up a lot of room on the dash there, and I would have to mount it so that I'm not willing to do that yet. I'm still on the fence about mounting it because I don't like doing anything to my car. I'm a little weird like that, a little OCD in that aspect. It's a lot of wires coming out. You got the auxiliary jack, you have the power cord, and then if you also put the backup camera, you'll have another cord coming out of there. And you got to figure out how to hide all these, and I wish they would have made a better way to, you know, compartmentalize. And a big thing that was a little upsetting with this, that I feel like they missed the mark on this too, was they don't have a built-in battery. This would be excellent if it had a built-in battery. You can hook it up to like an external battery and it works great in that aspect, you know. But I just feel like they, you know, the way things go today, this should have just, for the price point, it should have had a built-in battery. So let's take a look at the interface and see what it looks like up close and personal. All right, so this is the unit here, and as you can see, you can push on this screen right here and it moves from side to side, so you can adjust it. Just to show you in the back here, these are your ports. Micro SD card goes here. Power source, so that's your power source. And then your auxiliary camera goes right here. And then to connect to your car stereo goes right here. So your auxiliary jack, which you do male to male, and that would connect to the car. This back here is your on-off button. This does automatically come on as soon as you give power to it, and you have a speaker back here. If you have an external battery, you can just connect to it, and it should power up. And it comes on in seconds, as you can see. It's really good, so if you're using it for the car. All right, so this is the home screen right here. And you got the home button, so anytime you get out of the screen, you hit the home button. If you want to see the brightness, you can adjust the brightness. And we'll see, maybe it'll look better if I brighten this up. Brighten that up. Then you got volume. You can adjust the volume the same way you adjust the brightness, and you can adjust it that way. And then you have settings. And then you have a whole bunch of settings in here that you could do. The equalizer. All different types. You could hit classic, you could hit any different type of setup you want to equalize what you want. You got display settings, brightness, contrast, hue, saturation. You can adjust all those. Basic setup, you could do a factory reset, you could do camera mirroring setting, so you can mirror it, I guess. Reverse the lines. You can customize the lines. The only thing is every time I go into this, I have to reset the system, but it's actually really cool, and I'm gonna show it to you. If you click on this and you wanna use the camera, you can adjust everything. Now it has the home button, but before when I was adjusting it, it got rid of the home button. See, it's gone now, and I don't know how to get it back. Let's see if we hit the power button. Nope, that just turns it off. See, now I don't know how to get these home buttons. I tried everything to try to get this to work, and I can't get it to go back home. But this could adjust the lines. You could do it upper, lower, so you can adjust your guidelines for when you use the backup camera. I can't get out of this, so we're gonna go ahead and just power this off. That was the basic set time, what you wanna do. And then it has factory reset again right there. So you would have to enter a passcode, language. You can pick which language you want and what version we're on. And I'm sure there's a way to upgrade online. I might try and see about an upgrade, see if it's get rid of that one little glitch. But it's funny that you go to that and then you can't get out of it. All right, so that's your settings. Then we have the CarPlay and Android. We'll get to that in a second. And then we have BT Music. Let's click on that. Audio output. This is very important. Right now I have it on auxiliary because I'm using it with my car. You can use AM, FM stereo, and then you could actually tune it to the stereo. You got the Bluetooth enable, CarPlay, and then you got local horn. Okay, so when you get this, if you're gonna use this for your car with an auxiliary jack, you wanna click on the auxiliary jack. So you wanna click on that right there and confirm. So we'll go to that. Local horn, I guess that's what we want. Local horn is the speakers in the back here. So we'll click out of this. You also have mirror screen, we'll play with that in a second. These are storage. If you have the SD card, you can click on that. The rear camera, you can click on that. Setup, same thing, goes back to the factory settings. So there's several ways you can get back to where you want to go. All right, so I turned out the lights so you guys could see the screen a little bit better. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up Apple CarPlay, and it gives you instructions right there. So what you're going to do is going to go to your settings on your phone, and you're going to look for CarKit 06D4. Click on that, and it'll connect. And we'll wait for it to connect. As soon as you connect to Apple CarPlay, it connects right on here, and it's just like any Apple CarPlay. You can make phone calls. It will start playing music right away. You have music. Basic CarPlay. If you know CarPlay, I'm not going to go do a tutorial on how CarPlay works, but you get the idea. If you want to get out of this, there's a little dot over here, and you click on that, and you can hit volume. You can power it off, or we can go back to home, so we can get back to the home screen of this. And Android Auto would be the same thing. You connect to the Bluetooth, and you click on the Android Auto. I would assume that's how it would work in that aspect. Alright, so I'm trying to mirror the screen, and I think with the CarPlay automatically connected, it can't really do it. So that's what I'm getting right now. It's kind of frustrating. I would think there'd be something switch. I don't think it's the device's fault. I think it's more Apple's fault that it can't switch over and mirror because it's using the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, so I don't think it can beam to the device when it's using CarPlay. And that's the interface of this device. Alright, so that's what it looks like up close and personal. Really nice interface. Touch was a lot better once I took that stupid screen off. I wish I would have done that earlier. So, you know, anytime before you guys judge on a touch screen, and I should know this, I test a lot of stuff, make sure you take that plastic off. It's just, you know, again, OCD, like that nice and new shiny thing. So sometimes that bites me in the butt. My overall thoughts, guys, I like the unit. I think it's a nice little unit. I think it's a little bulky for my car, but if you had an SUV or a truck, I don't think it would be bulky at all. I think it would be perfect in that aspect, and it'd be also easier in those types of vehicles to hide the wires. My wife has an SUV. I think it would be great in her car, but she don't really want the touch screen or anything like that, and she drives my Ford Mustang Mach-E most of the time, and if you want to see a video about that, it's right here. I give it a 3 out of 5, guys. I think it's not a bad little unit. I told you what my gripes were about it and what I really liked about it, but it's a 3 out of 5. Definitely in that aspect. That's it for me, guys. If this video helped you in any way, make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell if you want to get notified when I make a video. And remember, you could do anything if you put your mind to it. Later, guys. Do you have an older car and wish you had a touch screen with maybe Apple Auto? It's over. That's it, guys. I mean, there's other videos up there, or if you want to do me a huge favor, click the like button, or subscribe button's even better.